Well, welcome back to more Let's Play Together, where we are visiting your cities. We are in the early stages of visiting Let's Play Together 4, in that we've only visited one city here last episode. So we're in the process of working our way along the region in this direction, and then we'll cross over and back over here. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first city of Let's Play Together 4, and I'm looking forward to visiting more of these cities. So enough talking. I've got my cup of coffee, and I'm ready to get started with our first city of the episode. All right, we're logging in just as the sun is coming up. Oh, nuclear plant low on skilled workers. That's That's never a good message to see. So, all right, first of all, while we wait for the sun to come up, actually let's up our speed just a bit. All right. So while that's taking place, let's start with this because that's interesting. Let's first of all check our wind. Yeah, I see a good number of what appear to be abandoned. All right, so the wind is blowing in this direction. All right. Industry there. Oh, we've got a little bit more industry here. All right, well, we're waiting for the sun to come up, and while we've got the data map, let's go to nuke radiation. Oh man. So not only is it low on skilled workers, we've already got a nuclear power plant, unsafe, high radiation level, ground pollution, air pollution, germs. Okay, probably what we're going to notice is that we're going to have a section of the city that is probably abandoned, and then a section of the city over here that may actually be doing relatively okay for right now. There, we've got some sunlight. All right, so first of all, we've got some industry here, but some industry there. All right. I don't want to spend I don't want to spend a ton of time here just out of fairness to this mayor. However, yeah. So I get lots of comments where viewers are watching my Let's Play and they say, "Are you going to do nuclear power?" And you'll notice a lot of times I'll go straight to fusion power. Nuclear power. I know it sounds good to have nuclear power, but you just got to make sure that you've got that high education. And I think what we'll do is we'll take a look at education, and then we will move on to the next city. But it's one of those, it's very similar. I get comments a lot because I've done some cities where I put my sewage in one area and water in another, and I'll get comments that say, well, if you put your sewage next to your water, then you are constantly putting fresh water into the ground. However, that's true. But if See this sewage storage. So if it gets to the max, it's going to dump sewage into the ground. So it's one of those where, yes, it's something that you can do. Wait, the music is there. It's something that you can do, but you just want to be careful about doing it. So let's look at this city as an educational. All right, well we've got a grade school, 950 student capacity. What else do we have? We've got grade school there. I think the music is. We got lots of school buses and a library. So we have the capacity. Best case scenario, even if the school buses are picking up all of the students, best case scenario is that we can teach less than half of the eligible students. We've got 4,232 eligible students, and we've got 1,900 enrolled. So it's so important to have that foundation of your city set. This is where I would have probably, and maybe, and if you're the mayor, at one time, did you have, say, coal or oil? Because that's where I would have stayed until I had an educational powerhouse of a city. I would, you know, 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 education. I would even have some tech level. And the city, so we don't have anything that's going to give us tech level, because that only comes from community colleges, university, or VU Tower, or the Space Center Great Work. I don't see that. So there's no way to get tech level, and there's just not enough desks availability in the schools to get all the students. Traffic for 10 a.m. is not bad, so I'm assuming that all of the students actually I don't there's some school bus stops that are missing. That's a regular bus stop. Yeah, so but it doesn't really matter because we don't have enough capacity for the students anyway. See, over here, great places to shop. They're happy over here. Our land value is low. This area isn't so healthy. Sewage backing up was annoying, so it looks like it's better now. Not so healthy. Not so healthy. Radioactive. Radioactive. So this section here is mostly radioactive, and people that are complaining. Yeah, that's just. Now, having said that, I see some indications of future. So now it would have to be researched. But this would be a fun project for ground scrubbers to get rid of the radiation and for ground scrubbers to get rid of the ground pollution. So, shut down the nuclear power plant, put down an oil or coal power plant. The city has some money. Get rid of the pollution. Get rid of I would just get rid of these industrial buildings here, or just not zone, because there's residential downwind. So these two blocks and these they're small houses, so that's what I would do. So if you're going to do nuclear power, make sure you've got lots of water underground. Okay, lots of water underground, but a lot of it, see, I bet you this was clean water, but it's not any longer. So you're running out of clean water, but you need lots of water and you need educated people. And nothing else is really going to matter. You got lots of visitors, got lots of available jobs, but the thing is, it's just so much of the city is abandoned. That's going to be, that's about to become an issue. Yeah. So you got half of the city abandoned, but you do have people. You've got people coming here to. They're like, well, we can risk a quick day trip because this is actually not. Yeah, so we can drive in real quick, drive through that, go hang out, or fly in. Yeah. That's what those are some suggestions. If you're the mayor, I would love feedback, but this is enough time to spend to discuss some ways to prevent this without staying here so long. Without staying here so long that it's like we're just pointing out negatives or bashing. I always want to be considerate to a city and to a mayor, but this is a perfect opportunity to discuss this. So, all right, well, yeah, I'd love feedback. It would be a fun project to take on. Nice. We're logging in 9 a.m. Great. So we're logging in at a time when we can look at traffic. And we don't have to wait for the sun to come up. Traffic looks pretty good for 9 a.m. We'll see. All right, so first and foremost, wind is blowing in this direction. There's industry there. We've got specialized industry. Looks like most of our residents are in mega towers. Let's do this. Okay, so we've got processors being built. In addition to processors, look at the sheer number. Look at that. They are making so they're making so many TVs. All right, so trade port, 2 trade ports, 3 trade ports. Anything over here? No, 3 trade ports. And the only thing about the trade ports is some things still get shipped out by truck. I wish there was a way to click so that the region does not, the simulation does not send in. Look at that. So here comes plastic, ore. There's more ore. I see a cup, 2 plastics, and about 3 or 4 more ore. Here comes an ore there. Now let's make sure that this train is not a... I don't see where it would link up. It's freight, heading to the freight. But interesting. Because I don't see... Now we've got some passenger. And one way to tell, we can look at the dollar amount. I would love to see... I would love to see a shipment. Okay, so those are all things needed. So it looks like we've got one trade port for imports and using locally. Here's one that's got, using the televisions. I wonder if this mayor, knows that these televisions are being used local. Is there an arcology being built? Because you use televisions for arcology, right? Or is it computers? I think it's televisions. I don't see. So unless, wait, what's here? There's the exports. Okay, so unless something gets delivered here, I'm not going to see. Interesting. So why are not these not being delivered? Huh. Just have imports. There's fusion power. See that? There isn't even anything that talks about the safety aspect of it. Once you ignite it, it's go. Well, you do need to have control net, but once you get a fusion power plant up and running, you're good. Which is why a lot of times I skip it. I skip nuclear and go to fusion. Now this is a city that could do nuclear because look at that. That's a nice level. 0 students not enrolled. Look at the tech level. All right, so I'm telling you, for only one way into the main part of the city, it is 5 p.m., but that's really the only way to get to these mega towers. Nope. Well, there's another way. You can do it from here. So 2 entrances, but they will converge here. Okay. This is nice. Fully upgraded. That's a nice campus. It's 3 dorms. Your School of Law, School of Engineering, School of Science. This should be the School of, there it is, School of Medicine. This city has an electronics HQ. This city also has That's going to be for trading. Trade HQ fully upgraded. Huh. Where's the academy? Oh, there it is. The mayor kind of had it tucked in behind mega towers. 11% researched. Level 4 upgrade. Oh, look, there's another metals HQ. Am I missing an HQ? So the university is going to contribute to the tech level plus education. We have a high school that's going to help with education. Grade school. So grade school, high school, and a university. Nicely laid out. This is a very organized city, very organized mayor. See, this is what I'm talking about. So you put your sewage close to water. And some of my cities, mayors have, viewers have said, hey, that's a little close. Is that the special? Yeah, they can treat the water. It's clean. But if this were to ever have an issue and it starts dumping dirty water into the ground, and if you don't have these treatment plants, that could be a problem. Where is the ground pollution coming from? I mean, we've got HQs and a university, city hall. I wonder if there was something here at one time. Look at the coal. You know what I think? You notice this circle for coal, but it's not solid black. I think coal was being extracted from the ground here. Coal was being extracted from the ground. That's how this city initially made its money, or one of the ways this city made money. It's possible ore as well. I don't see a real deep deposit of ore, so it's possible ore, but definitely a real strong concentrated. So this area here at one time, and if you're the mayor, let me know. At one time, if we were here then, we would have seen lots of coal being extracted, which led to ground pollution. Made money. All the coal is pretty much gone, so starts importing the coal. But now we've got to. This might be why this mayor switched. to the treated water pumping. This is cool. So this city transitioned from coal and probably ore, made money, and then became more of an electronics. There's traffic. And became an electronics. Everybody is trying to get into this city from this direction. And the simulation, yeah, they're also coming in. So that everybody is trying to converge. They're hitting this in order to get to there. A lot of them are taking this probably to get to these 4 mega towers. But then you've got some going to these 4 mega towers. Now over here, you could take a highway along here and then maybe link it there. So now you've got a release valve. And over here, you know, if there was some kind of way to curve this highway and bring it here, because that's a pretty good traffic backup at 8:30 at night. So your elite mega tower, they're happy. High wealth. High wealth. The high wealth are happy. And then over here, they need work. Can't shop. No work and no shopping. No shopping. You got jobs. Maybe you just can't get to the jobs. Interesting. Interesting that they're happy. They're not so happy. %57 approval. Is it because there's not enough commercial? Is that what this is? Do we need, is there a need for more commercial? I'd get rid of, I'd zone this as commercial. None of these residents seem to be that happy anyway. I'd make that commercial. See if that affects the mega towers. That's what I would do. This is nice. I like this city. We've been here all this time and no shipments. Interesting. Very interesting. Nice looking city. Nice looking region. This is cool. Very cool. Very nice. Good job.